Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
We hope you had yourself a great weekend if you had it off. And if you didn't and you were working outside, we thank you for that. Saturday was cold, miserably cold, windy. Yesterday was difficult because we had about 7 or 8 different days in one day. You'd look out the window if you're staying inside, sun was coming out. And, it was in the 40s. It was lower 40s for the high. And then the clouds would come in just about as fast as they went away, and it might give you snow pellets, might give you a little rain, might give you a little snow, and then it'll clear off.
Yep.
I'm not telling you folks anything you don't know, but it's one of those days that you kind of thought, well, maybe we can go do something outside, and about the time you thought that, the wind would come up out of nowhere, and it might start sleeting or snowing, and then the sun would come out. It was just one of those kind of days, so hope you were able to get through that. If you were outside yesterday, it wouldn't have been that much fun. Looking for a full week of fun here on The Breakfast Show. Got a lot of good things coming up. We'll be visiting today with Custer County Economic Development Corporation, which will be Scotty for sure. And she might bring somebody along. It's just hard to say, but we'll have Scotty in. And we have grocery cart specials for you today. And we have quite a bit of music lined up and information for you here on this Monday. Now, I will admit this, folks. I have been classified by my own wife as sometimes mean because of some of the
I love you, Joan.
shenanigans that go on here on The Breakfast Show, which I get started. And sometimes tease Brent. Sometimes he teases me, but I probably do it more than I should. And we have some neighborhood problems that we sometimes work out here on the air, as you folks know. I actually felt bad for my neighbor yesterday. I didn't text him. I didn't contact him. Joan and I sit down and watched the football game, the Bears game, and the California team, Mr. Crawley's team. And what a game it was. And hope at the end with like 18 seconds left. I don't know if it was a Hail Mary pass or they just had planned to have somebody in that corner of the end zone. I don't know, but it was amazing.
I don't think it's quite the way they drew it up. But
No, if that was a relief valve or a plan to just have somebody there, it really worked. But the way he slung that thing down there off balance, it was pretty crazy. So it was just an up and down game all the way. It was a good football game to watch, but Brent's Bears come up a little short.
They did.
In overtime, if you didn't happen to watch. And so Brent's smiling today. He's being good about it. And I actually felt sorry for my neighbor yesterday. And not that I wouldn't want Mr. Crawley to be happy, but I would rather root for a Midwest team than a coast team. And the Bears, Joan says, well, who are you rooting for? I said, well, I like both the guys who are supporting these teams, but the Bears haven't been this far for a long time, and I don't know what the last Super Bowl they were in. Certainly L.A.'s been in one much more recent than the Bears.
Yeah, one, what was it, 5 years ago?
Something like that. So I was kind of rooting for the team who hadn't been there for a while, so that kind of put me on Brent's side. But now Mr. Crawley's happy, and Brent seems pretty content with what took place. Well, as best he can.
Oh, there's disappointment there, believe me. Proud of my team, though. When the season started, especially after we just got demolished by the Lions in week 2, never dreamed that the Chicago Bears would take us Bears fans on the ride that they took us on.
This far,
yeah. Yeah, and it was, last night's game is kind of the way every Bears game was in the second half of the season for sure. So, yeah, a great game. It really was. Man, it
was fun to watch.
Phenomenal game. And I understand that all of these teams and organizations is the word I'm looking for. All of these organizations are wanting to build new stadiums, it seems like.
Yeah.
And obviously new stadiums are going to be dome stadiums and play inside. And I kind of get all that. But yesterday was football.
Real football.
New England, snowing, the elements, Chicago, cold, windy, snow, the elements. That's NFL football.
Yeah.
And the game last night was exciting. I don't know how. And I've been saying this all year. You watch a Bears game and you just go, I don't know how. And I don't know how that game got to overtime. That play on fourth down when the Rams just seemed like they sent the house and Williams went on a dead sprint backwards.
Running backwards.
And then turned around and threw that thing 40-plus yards and dropped it in the bucket in the corner of the end zone. I went crazy. I will say that. And then you get to overtime, you're feeling great. The Bears get the stop on defense. And I just knew the Bears were going to win. I'm like, oh, we have the ball. We're going to go down. We're going to kick a field goal. We're going to win this thing. And give the Rams credit. You know, they came up with the interception, got the ball back, and they were the team that went down and kicked the field goal. But great season for my Bears. It was a fun ride. Wish it could have went a couple of games longer, quite frankly, but it didn't, and now you're down to 4 in the NFL.
All right, and the odd thing about, let's compare two different games. Buffalo.
I felt for Buffalo, really did. And listen, Denver hasn't been there for quite a while either. So, but Buffalo just seems to be the team that is snake bit when it comes to the playoffs, and this goes way back.
Way back. The downside of this, at least your game was decided by the plays. They were decided with the actual plays that took place. I see where you're going. And the Buffalo Denver game, it was decided by yellow flags and also a interpreted turnover that may or may not have been a turnover. And because it was in overtime, the coach couldn't ask for a review, and they evidently didn't get one because it didn't take them long to keep playing. And I think there's a lot of conversation about that. So you'd really like to see the games in like the Bears in L.A. where they play right down to the end, and there's not one call at the end where a flag goes up or something that's questioned as to whether it was called correctly. Then that makes it even tougher for Buffalo because they're thinking, hey, all we needed to do was kick a field goal, and it was called a turnover. That would have been a catch on the 20-yard line, and that would have been over for them. And so they're running that around in their head, going, we got ripped off. and all you're saying is it was a fantastic game, and I wish they would have won, but they didn't. And that's a lot easier to swallow that than what Buffalo fans are going through right now. Then Denver, had an interview with the quarterback afterwards. He's saying, we're looking forward to moving forward. I love my team. We love the fans. And then we find out a few hours later he broke his ankle.
I can't imagine being a Bronco fan.
So you have
this
that
morning.
Disappointment too.
Oh man, you lose your starting quarterback on. I think Coach Payton, when he did his press conference and announced it to everybody, second to last play of overtime or something like that is when it occurred. So now you got to go to your backup in the biggest game of the season,
who hasn't thrown a pass in competition since 2023.
Yeah. I think I heard that.
Wow.
Yeah.
He might be really good. You never know. But that'd be
Hey,
a lot of pressure.
there are some stories of some backups who have stepped in the past and made it happen. So
As long as we're on sports, let's talk about when you don't have to feel bad and when you are excited, and you can continue to be excited because your basketball team at the university of your state is setting records about winning consecutive wins and pretty much dominating their opponents right now. Now, that will change when they play other teams. No problem on Saturday.
no, and that was a big game. You can look at records and everything, and yeah, did Northwestern have the best record in the world? No, but they're extremely well coached. They have one of the best players in the conference, and that's a tough place to play, in a place that Nebraska hasn't always played well in.
Right.
And they go there and, man, just methodically kind of take the game over and then just put it away in the second half. So, yeah, still undefeated. It's crazy with Nebraska basketball. No, it used to be you'd have a pretty decent season, so you'd get up on Monday and your question would be, I wonder if we'll be ranked this week. Well, now the question is, I wonder how high we'll be ranked this week. Top 10 team for sure. It'll be interesting to see where they're ranked this week, but they are in the conversation for things like a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of basketball to be played yet.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that. The team knows that. And the way that they have handled this success has really been impressive to me. I mean, and you can tell it's these aren't, Nebraska's not playing with the fresh out of high school kind of one and done, going to go to the NBA after a year type of talent. These are kids who have been around for a while. They're mature kids, and boy, it's just really working. And they've handled the success extremely well. They obviously are taking it one game at a time, and their head coach is doing a fantastic job of keeping them grounded, and it's been really fun to watch.
And his son's not too bad of a motivating player either.
Oh, man, he's a spark plug, isn't he?
He sure is. On the ladies' side, not as successful, but having a good season here lately, having some bumps as they play, but the Husker ladies are playing, pretty well this year. They're a lot of fun to follow as well, and hopefully they'll get into some of the late season tournaments.
Yep.
Usually you're exactly right, especially with the basketball at Nebraska over the years. You're going, gosh, it'd be cool if they could just get into one of the March Madness games and play. And that's about all we've done when we did finally make it was one game.
Yeah.
And that could happen again. But, it's pretty exciting. I did going to divert here just a little bit. It's still sports. But where did I see it? I think it was on one of the television stations, Nebraska local stations. Nebraska is introducing women's flag football.
Yeah, read that.
One of the first to do so. Now, I didn't realize until yesterday there was a little clip, I think it was during the Bears-Rams game, where there is a NFL women's flag football team, or football league.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I think maybe you're right. Yeah.
So I'm sure there's folks out there going, oh gosh, what do we need one more sport? Maybe we're having to close down some classrooms. Maybe we shouldn't be adding a sport, but that's what's going to happen. Flag football on the ladies' side. They're not going to play till I don't think 2028 maybe.
Yeah.
So they're recruiting and they got to get a coach.
Yeah. Well, I believe that when the Summer Olympics takes place next time, I believe that flag football will be one of the Olympic sports. Men and women, I believe.
Men and women, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
Yeah, we'll let you folks talk about that over a cup of coffee. At the high school level, looks to me like the schedule's pretty busy. Brent will give you that a little bit later in the show as to what we're doing this week as far as sports coverage. A lot of good wrestling coverage. The second half of last week, it sounded like they really run a good tournament up in Dunning on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah. The last few years we've went up there, and we usually are getting off the air around 8 o'clock at night. But yesterday, just had some teams that maybe would be there in the past that weren't there this year. Just kind of smaller tournament as far as numbers.
That's kind of fun.
So
though.
yeah, it went extremely well. And you're right, they run an outstanding tournament up there. And so I think we sent things back to the studio about 4 o'clock is when we were done. But enjoyed being up there, loved being up there around the folks from Dunning and Thetford and up in that area. They're very kind to us, and had a lot, some nice visits with some wonderful folks after the tournament, which is always fun. So I enjoyed being up there. The Sand Hills Thetford Wrestling Invite now doubles as the MNAC Team Championship Tournament, and Mullen boys and girls were the top MNAC scoring team from that tournament. So they were crowned the MNAC team champions for 2026. Congratulations to them. But got to see a lot of our area kids get out on the mat and enjoyed that. And we'll have more wrestling to come once we get into the month of February, where you get into more conference action, districts, and the state tournament is basically a month away now.
A month away, yeah. And folks, I will say this: as you folks know, I'm not a sports announcer at all, but I will tell you this as a part of the station here for many years. There's never been anything that has grown and is appreciated like the coverage at the state tournament that our guys provide for that. And I believe you're going to have the full team back again this year to call the games all the way from Chicago. Mick Patch will be coming in.
Yeah.
One more time, he will be back along with Kurt Crawley and Brent Apperson. And you won't find any other station that covers the state wrestling meet as well as the folks who do it for us on KBBN 95.3 FM. All right, lots of sports to talk about, but I mentioned we have economic development to talk about today, and also going to celebrate some birthdays. I wanted to wish Eugene Andre a happy birthday today. He's celebrating a birthday. And I didn't know this. Maybe you didn't either, Huge. You celebrate with Dolly Parton.
Oh.
And if you're having a birthday out there today, you're celebrating with Dolly Parton as well. She, I believe, turned 80. And she got together with some other talented ladies and did a special recording just in honor of her birthday. They had a birthday party. And, of course, you know, Dolly, the money they're raising from this recording goes to a charity of her choice. And so they got together, got in the studio, and I think it was one of her older first songs they re-recorded. I know Reba McEntire was one of them, and there were several others that were there. I don't have the list in front of me. We might be watching or listening for that coming out, and it will go to charity. So that's what she did for her birthday, was got together, recorded a song that will probably make millions of dollars, and she'll pay that forward to a charity of her choice. So Dolly is 80 today, award-winning country legend, and also humanitarian. She has had a 7-decade career and has sold more than 100 million records worldwide. But I would think this one would be one of her all-time biggest hits that she released way back when. Here's Dolly Parton turning 80 today. 80 today. And by the way, in our conversation, we talked about you and Mr. Crawley, being fans of different teams,
Yes,
traveling together and working together. And I know that Jeremy Shipe was hurting after the game last night. We'll have to see what kind of mood he's in when he comes in today. But the good thing about football and those kinds of games where, especially I think maybe pros, or I suppose even college, but maybe in pros more so, you have a favorite team and you follow them, and then when they lose, it's over, and you're kind of wish it went the other way, and then you go, well, it's over, and there's always next year. You can always think, what's going to happen next year, and that's one of the things about competitive sports is there's always planning for the next contest, even if the season is over. So, all right, let's take a look at the school lunch menus real quick here, and then we'll play the game. And then we have grocery cart specials for you. So, geez, we got a lot to do here. So we'll go right through the menus here for today. The Prairie Pioneer menu for this Monday: hamburger, mac and cheese, corn, and fruit.
Litchfield today serving spaghetti at Litchfield.
And I see a little quotation on the side here, switch, it says, with two arrows. You do the arrow and point.
Yes.
So let's switch. Today is chicken gravy over biscuits, carrots, and fruit, according to the menu here for the Prairie Pioneer Center.
Thetford School today serving mini corn dogs at Thetford today.
Arcadia, it's chicken fried steak.
Sandhill School in Dunning going with chili soup today at Sandhills.
Arnold featuring spaghetti.
Loop City today, potato soup or chicken noodle soup. Your choice at Loop City.
Callaway Schools, it's hamburgers, fruit, vegetables, and milk.
Broken Bow today, biscuits and gravy with scrambled eggs, cheeseburgers, fresh-baked Italian turkey sub. Some of your choices at Broken Bow today.
And Selma Myrna Public Schools, biscuits and gravy with scrambled eggs or cheeseburgers, Uncrustable cheese, and cracker platter.
Last one I have is Ansley, and at Ansley today it's popcorn chicken with mashed potatoes and vegetable at Ansley.
And let me turn the sheet over here for Gothenburg today. Biscuits and gravy with scrambled eggs, hot dogs, crispy chicken sandwich basket, made fresh pepperoni pizza, fresh baked Italian turkey sub, nacho snackables, Uncrustable cheese and cracker platter. Make It Fresh Salad Station features the crispy chicken with flatbread at Gothenburg today. And at Cozad, a choice of your classic walking taco with green beans. Nope, let me turn the page. Hold on. Got to turn the page here, too, on this one. They stick together sometimes. All right, there we go. Chicken and waffles with seasoned fries. The combo craving is the cheeseburger. Also, you can go with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich and the Colby Jack cheese stick. Also, the Daily Slice pizza bar with seasoned fries available at Cozad today. Those are your school lunch menus. Quick reminder, this is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a very important day that is being celebrated today. Because of that, your offices, many of your federal offices will be closed today, your banks, and the Custer County courthouse offices will be closed today, and I imagine the Judicial Center as well, and they'll open back up for regular business tomorrow.
All right.
Okay, you want to play the game? Or you
Sure.
Want? Okay.
Yeah. The breakfast show has gone to the dogs, and we're asking questions about dogs from television, movies, reality, comics, or books. So here's your question for today. What was the name of Little Orphan Annie's dog? I don't think I would know this. What was the name of Little Orphan Annie's dog? Your choices are Sandy, Sally, Sarah, or Cindy. What was the name of Little Orphan Annie's dog? Sandy, Sally, Sarah, or Cindy? If you know the answer, give us a call at 872-2801. Win yourself a free breakfast sandwich to Howdy's.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
It's the best start to my day. New year, new deals at Varney Pharmacy. Save money when you compare and save with their leader brand products. Shop cold products like Mucinex and Robitussin equivalents. Alternatives to save on pain products like Volerin and Aspercream. And digestive products like Miralax, Prilosec, and Align. Don't forget, flu shots are available on Tuesdays. No appointment needed. Barney Pharmacy, downtown Broken Bow.
We have Gayleen on the line. Good morning.
Morning.
Have you had your coffee yet?
I don't drink coffee.
Oh, wow.
So when you don't drink coffee, what do you drink in the morning?
Orange juice.
Well, that's
Oh,
good.
there you
That's
go.
healthy.
Yeah.
That's probably healthier than coffee. Way to go, Gayleen. Here's Brent.
Okay, Gayleen, what was the name of little orphan Annie's dog? Was it Sandy, Sally, Sarah, or Cindy?
Sandy.
Sandy is the answer. You got it. And because you've answered correctly, we'll put your name on a certificate that'll get you a free breakfast sandwich, bacon or sausage, at Howdy Coffee Company here in Broken Bow. So come on out and see us when you can.
Okay, thank you.
Have a great day.
Yep, bye.
Bye. All right, since we were windy, full of baloney, talk too much, whatever you want to call it, we will have the grocery cart specials for you right after our weather and news at 8. Brent will have that for you, so we'll get that taken care of a little bit late so we can spend the time needed to tell you about all the great specials at the grocery cart. And we know that groceries are high. They're expensive to buy anymore, more so than in the past anyway. And the grocery cart always does a great job of making sure there's plenty of specials for you to save some money on. So be listening for that following the 8 o'clock news. Did also want you to know that there's a couple of blood drives today. The Arnold Community Center will be the place for a blood drive starting at 8:30 this morning. That will go until 2:30 this afternoon. And there is a blood drive also at the Cozad American Lutheran Church from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. today. And there's blood drives tomorrow, one at Arcadia starting at 9 at the Community Center, and also back at Cozad at the Catholic Parish Hall from 11:30 until 5:30 tomorrow. So some opportunities to give that life-saving donation at those communities. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with news.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Just want to let you know that I love the show.
I love what you guys are doing in the morning. It makes my day so much better.
KCNI, KBBN Radio.
Recover your health. If you are suffering from an illness, surgery, or injury, Team Physical Therapy can get you back on your feet again with today's most advanced physical therapy treatments. 872-5111. Our highly trained physical therapists evaluate and treat a wide range of physical conditions. Team Physical Therapy is committed to a timely and effective recovery for each of our patients. Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer's take on President Trump's new threat to allied leaders over his bid to buy Greenland.
The use of tariffs against allies is completely wrong.
Members of the EU meet Thursday to discuss a response. 1,500 U.S. military troops are on standby in Alaska for possible deployment to Minneapolis-St. Paul to quell anti-ICE protests. Marcus Charles is with ICE Customs Enforcement and tells CBS's 60 Minutes.
If you assault one of our officers, an assault would be putting hands on one of my officers, spitting in their face, pushing them. You're going to get arrested.
At least 39 people have been killed in a high-speed train crash in southern Spain.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk. Officials in southern Spain say all the survivors have been rescued. The search now is for the dead. It's feared more bodies will be found as crews comb through the tangled wreckage of the trains.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, in a story released by the NSP, the Nebraska State Patrol Special Investigations Team is investigating an officer-involved shooting that involved the Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Office and the Mitchell Police Department. The incident happened Friday evening. Friday evening at approximately 8 p.m. Mountain Time, the NSP was notified that the Mitchell Police Department and the Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Office had been involved in a shooting at the conclusion of a pursuit. The incident occurred near South 5th Road and South E Road in rural Sioux County. At the conclusion of the pursuit, both a Scottsbluff County deputy and a Mitchell police officer fired their weapons, with the driver of the vehicle being struck. The driver was transported to Regional West Hospital in Scottsbluff in critical condition and has since been flown to a hospital in Denver for additional treatment. The Sioux County attorney has requested that the Nebraska State Patrol investigate the incident. The investigation is in its early stages and remains ongoing. There were no law enforcement officers injured in this incident. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The New England Patriots eliminated Houston in a divisional playoff Sunday, 28-16. Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud threw 4 interceptions in the first half, 1 a pick six. Drake May in victory, 3 touchdown passes, but 3 turnovers as well. New England's at Denver next week for the AFC Championship. The NFC title game next Sunday on Fox TV will have the Rams at Seattle. The Rams eliminated the Bears in Chicago in overtime, 20-17 on a 42-yard field goal by Harrison Mevis. He also kicked a 32-yarder at the end of the first half. Caleb Williams, ex of USC, 2 touchdown passes against the Rams, but 3 interceptions as well, including 1 in overtime. Kyron Williams of LA, 2 touchdown runs, 117 total yards. To the NBA, Lakers beat Toronto in the late game, 110-93. Victories for Portland and Charlotte.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Highs level off around 35. Today, under mainly sunny skies, west winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 9 above. Tonight, partly cloudy. Highs around 46 tomorrow. Lots of sunshine Wednesday with highs around 43, 41 Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Coming up on 5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, let's go outside with Jack Simpson and find out what it really feels like, and let's make sure he has his coat on as well, Brent. We don't want him out there in the elements without his coat. We did receive a word from his father, Sean, to put your coat on. You got your coat on, Jack?
I sure do, and I did not know that he sent that in and said I need to go outside without a coat on, but I am glad I did. And Doug was actually mentioning that. You're not going outside without a coat on today? I'm like, no, because it is -2 under a clear sky. Winds are calm, barometric pressure at 30-37, humidity 78%. We do have a -3 degree wind chill. Surprisingly, only 1/100th of precipitation in the last 24 hours, with the precip for this month now up to 7/100ths, a high yesterday of 42 with an overnight low of 2.
All right, and since then we're below 0 then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that wind stays down. It won't be as cold as it could be.
Right.
Right?
Right.
All right. Well, we're glad to have your coat on. Thanks for the report.
You're welcome.
All right, that's how it really feels like outside with Jack Simpson. All right, what does it really feel like when you go shopping? Well, you want to get as much as you can for the least amount of money that you spend, and that's what we're offering here this morning with the grocery cart specials. Take advantage of all these specials that Brent has for you. Here's Brent Apperson.
All right, the new ad is dropped today for the grocery cart in Broken Bow. Runs today through January 25th. And we'll start in the meat department, where rump roast is $6.98 a pound. Center cut boneless pork chops are $2.68 a pound. Cube steak $6.98 a pound. And Prairie Fresh Natural boneless in-loin pork roast is $1.98 a pound. The 2.5-pound bag of Best Choice All Natural bone-in chicken wing portions is $7.49 this week, and fresh frozen Best Buy boneless, skinless chicken breast fillets are $2.88 a pound. Wimmer's Little Smokies are 2 for $8. Prairie Fresh Natural Smoked Sliced Bacon, $4.48 for the package. Fairberry Red or Tomboy hot dogs are $4.98. Land of Frost Premium Mega Pack lunch meat is $6.98. Oscar Mayer chopped ham or turkey is $3.98, and Tasty Choice meal kits are $5.98 this week. Other specials that you'll find at the grocery cart beginning today: Crystal Farms shredded cheese is $2.98. Simply orange juice, 46-ounce container, $3.98. Daisy cottage cheese is $2.75. Kraft Velveeta cheese singles are $2.98 for the package. Crystal Farms deli sliced cheese slices are $2.98. Blue Bonnet spread bowl, $1.48 for the tub. Chobani Flip yogurts get 4 for $5, and Best Choice chunk cheese is $3.88. Other specials this week include Boston Market entrees, 2 for $6. Best Choice garlic toast, $3.98. Marie Callender single-serve pies are $2.98. Kids Cuisine entrees, 2 for $5. Stouffer's party-size entrees are $15.98. Best Choice hash brown patties, 2 for $5. And Blue Ribbon Classic frozen dairy desserts are $2.98. In the grocery section, grocery savings this week: Frito-Lay Extra Large Lays, 2 for $5. Frito-Lay Cheetos are 2 for $8. Other specials include soft white bread, $2.13 for the loaf. Sara Lee Artisano bread is $3.38 for the loaf. And Village Hearth hamburger or hot dog buns are $2.98 this week. Nabisco Oreo cookies are $3.98. Nabisco Ritz toasted chips or Oreo Cakesters are $3.98. Campbell's V8 or tomato juice bottles are on sale, 2 for $7. And Cremette small elbow mac or spaghetti noodles are 2 for $5. In the produce section, red or green seedless grapes are $2.48 a pound this week. Fresh blueberries are $3.98. 6-ounce package of fresh raspberries or blackberries are 2 for $6. 3-pound bag Michigan Fuji apples are $3.98. Fresh jalapenos, $1.28 a pound. Red ripe Roma tomatoes are $1.08 a pound. Jumbo white onions, 88 cents a pound. 2.5-pound bag, 6 varieties of Seneca apple chips get 2 for $4. And the 12-ounce bag of Taylor Farms broccoli and cauliflower is $2.18 this week. Other store-wide savings include Quaker Captain Crunch or Life cereal, $2.98 for the box. Hunt's Snack Pack pudding or gelatin, the 4-count, 2 for $3. Rice or pastaroni sides are 4 for $5 this week. Gold Medal all-purpose flour, 5-pound bag, $2.98. Idahoan instant mashed potatoes packages are just $1.98 this week. Best Choice cream of chicken, celery, or mushroom soups are 4 for $5. Bragg apple cider vinegar 32-ounce bottles are $4.73. Hellman's mayonnaise 20 to 30-ounce containers $6.98, and Pringles Party Stacks are $2.98 for the containers. As we go to the deli section, some of the specials there this week include sliced-to-order Kretschmar oven-roasted turkey, $8.98 a pound, and sliced-to-order Kretschmar Colby Jack cheese, $6.98 a pound this week. You'll find all of these specials and a lot more at the grocery cart in Broken Bow.
We'll be right back.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, Palmer Monument Company is giving you one more good reason: their annual winter sale. Come and see them today with the coupon from the newspaper and receive additional savings off their already reduced prices.
Hi, this is Chris Smith with the Palmer Monument Company. It's our goal to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs. And with our sale, we'll save you money too.
During the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company in Lexington and Broken Bow.
Hi, this is Andrew Knost, CEO at Gothenburg Health. We believe quality healthcare does more than heal. It helps communities thrive. We continue to reimagine rural healthcare with a balance of innovation, compassion, and expertise to serve you better. And because we're supporting our friends, family, and neighbors, delivering quality care just means more. Gothenburg Health, well ahead.
11 past the hour of 8 o'clock, and we were celebrating birthdays earlier, Brent. We had Dolly Parton's 80th birthday and played one of her most famous songs. We also have a local birthday, Huge Andre, celebrating his birthday today. Eugene. And we also have on the soft rock side this morning from the 1970s, Dewey Bunnell is 74 today. He's the founding member of the band America, who had a string of hits in the 70s and 80s and are still touring today. I did not know that. And this is one of their songs that was huge in the 1970s and 80s, America, on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Smarter. Leave your regular checking account in 2025 and upgrade to Premier Checking with Bruning Bank, now with an even better rate. With Premier Checking, you earn interest on your account for completing simple actions you do already. Do you currently have an account with us? Transitioning takes less than a minute. Or are you wanting to set up a new account? Stop by and complete our quick and simple sign-up process. Check out details and rates at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Are prairie dogs wreaking havoc in your pastures? Then get rid of them with Rosol from Arrow Seed. Rosol is a restricted use pesticide approved for use on prairie dogs by licensed pesticide applicators between October 1st and March 15th. Rosol is an easy-to-use bait that provides excellent acceptance, has superior weatherability, and proven reliability. To learn more about Rosol, call or stop by Arrow Seed in Broken Bow today.
17 past the hour of 8 o'clock. A couple of things here that we want to tell you about, some job opportunities. Custer County Ag Society here in Custer County in Broken Bow is now looking to hire a full-time fairgrounds manager. The position oversees the daily operation and maintenance of the Custer County Fairgrounds and coordinates events throughout the year, including the county fair. Experience in facility management and equipment operation is preferred. The listing that I'm talking about can be found on our Sandhills Express page under the Employment tab, or visit www.custercountyfair.org for a full job description. Then apply by sending a resume, cover letter, and references to the Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. Let me give you that again. Custer County NE Fairgrounds at gmail.com. And again, all this information is available on Sandhills Express or custercountyfair.org.
Here's another job opportunity being posted right now through sandhillsexpress.com. The Broken Bow Public Library has an opening for a part-time library aide position. The position would work in cooperation with the library director and staff, requires strong verbal, written, and interpersonal skills. Previous library or clerical office experience desired, but it's not required. The position would require, however, proficient computer and technology skills, basic knowledge of reading and research techniques, and the wage would be dependent on qualifications. Applications and job descriptions are available at the City Clerk's office in Broken Bow, located at 314 South 10th Avenue, and also at the Broken Bow Public Library. You can submit your applications and related information to the City of Broken Bow. Attention City Clerk, 314 South 10th Avenue, P.O. Box 504, Broken Bow, 68822. You can also submit it via email, and here's the email address, jwaterhouse@cityofbrokenbow.org. Broken Bow is an equal opportunity employer. If you'd like more information about the position, you can contact Library Director Megan Swoboda at 308-872-2927. Just like technology and all of this talk about AI, the world of construction and home design is always evolving too. At Ansley Lumber and Supply, they are committed to having the very latest in materials as well as the tools you need to tackle the job. Wanting to get in on the barn-dominium craze? Well, Ansley Lumber and Supply has everything from the plans and framing to the windows, insulation, and shingle material you need. If your project is a little smaller than building a new home, they have what you need for those too. Ansley Lumber and Supply. Visit them on Main Street in Ansley.
Cowboys and Candlelight 2026 Custer County Ag Society Winter Ball happens Saturday the 24th in Broken Bow. If you haven't grabbed your tickets yet, don't wait. It's going to be a fun night out supporting the Ag Society and everything they do for our area. Raffle tickets are also available for a custom OZ Bar Precision 22-250 rifle or $2,500 in landscaping work. Tickets are $50 with only 200 sold for each drawing. Winners will be drawn the night of the Winter Ball. We will see you in Broken Bow Saturday the 24th.
At Nebraska State Bank, they don't just work here, they live here. You'll find them on the sidelines, helping at local charities and supporting hometown businesses right alongside you. For over 100 years, they've been rooted right here, helping families and businesses grow strong. And every decision made locally by people who know your name and your goals. Whether it's helping a student start saving or a neighbor open a small business, they're proud to invest in you and in our community. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, leading, serving, growing. Member FDIC.
In Nebraska, honesty and integrity matter. These are the values local broadcasters live by. When others try to divide and mislead, you need a source you can trust that knows your hometown. Nebraska broadcasters aren't just voices on your radio and faces on your screen. We're your neighbors, focused on improving the communities we call home, providing verified information you can trust. KCNI, KBBN, and the Nebraska Broadcasters Association, serving our community, committed to truth.
8:22. Now, I'm going to ask you an obvious question, Brent. We've been talking a lot of sports today, and I know that's the corral you like to ride in. But we also, off the air, had this conversation. I'll kind of paraphrase it for you. We both aren't very excited about the college playoff tonight in football.
Oh.
And we may or may not watch it. And I think a lot of people in conversations say, have we gone too far with the money in college football? Well, let me just give you a little help here.
Okay. All right.
Now, first of all, if I know there must really be something worth going to the actual football game and being there.
Oh, yeah.
As compared to sitting in your recliner with a beverage and some chips, which are quite economical, and you can not spend any money traveling, and you don't have to buy a ticket. And it's right there on a big screen on your TV in your living room, right?
Yeah.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
Very comfortable. But if you want to go to the game tonight, there might be an extra seat or two left. And those last-minute seats for tonight's college football championship game in Miami between the Hurricanes and the Hoosiers are setting new records. The average ticket price is about $4,000 per seat, with the cheapest up in the nosebleeds going for around $3,500.
Wow.
If you want a better view, you'll need to shell out about $30,000 for a seat. But parking might be the craziest. A prime spot in the Hard Rock Stadium's lot. I'll get this. To park in a prime spot in the parking lot, $9,000.
Whoa. So, let's say you sat in the nosebleeds.
$3,500.
Okay, but you wanted a good parking spot. Basically, you better have, at a minimum, $5,000 readily available just to get into the stadium. Am I right on that?
Well,
basically,
if you got the nosebleeders, and that was $3,500, and you got the prime parking spot, that would be $9,000. So you'd be looking at $12,000, something. But yeah, if you went with the nosebleeders and got a regular parking spot, I have no idea what the regular.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you said $9,000 for parking, didn't you?
Yeah.
So way beyond.
Yeah.
I mean, over 10. So yeah, over $10,000 then.
Yes.
At least.
Yeah.
To just get into the stadium and have a decent place to park.
Yeah, around $12,000 to get in and get your car parked. If you
Wow.
got the primo parking, now
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't imagine that parking would be much less than $100 if you had to walk a long ways. I mean, that maybe I'm even naive for that.
Yeah.
So you can sit in your living room in your recliner and buy your own chips and your Pepsi. Put your feet up, watch the game. You can jump around the living room, hoot and holler if you so desire. I don't know that many people in this part of the woods are going to be doing that.
Yeah.
But if you go to the game, you're going to spend $5,000-10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, and $30,000 for a primo seat.
Unbelievable.
That's for a college football championship game.
Yeah.
Do you think money influences college football at all?
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I honestly forgot that the national championship game was today until I was watching the Patriots game yesterday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, ESPN was broadcasting it, and, of course, they'll broadcast the championship game, and they ran a promo for it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's tomorrow.
I got a kind of a charge out of Jane Pauley yesterday on the Sunday morning CBS show because she went to college as a Hoosier.
Oh, at Indiana?
Yeah. And so her heart is with that team. And
Sure.
She went back and played clips of all the different movies that were made about coming back as, when you were the unexpected team that was going to win, the underdog, the little team. And Indiana came out of nowhere, was it last year or the year before when the portal, the coach came in, got rid of all the players that were there except for a couple, and used the portal to build a team, and they did pretty well that first year. They did that.
Last year they had a great season last year.
Yeah, and so I love Jane Pauley, but I have to say she was hedging here a little bit. She goes, and we've been able through, and she said with a lot of hard work and a lot of money. The team is, in the championship. and they've been able to do it with no 5-star recruits, no 5-star players. They're all 3-star or under.
Yeah, when they came out of high school.
Right.
Yes. I always joke about the 3-star and the 5-star thing. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that when they make that comment, they're talking about when they came out of high school where they were ranked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, those kids for Indiana now are in their 20s, 22, 23, and probably not quite the same player they were when they first came out of high school. But to their credit, they've become that.
They have. And the coach is evidently a very, very good coach. But it isn't like one of your favorite movies, the Indiana basketball movie.
Hoosiers, the high school basketball movie? Oh, yeah.
You know, that was somewhat of a true story, and she actually addressed that, if you happen to watch it, and went back and kind of said, it's a true story, well, kind of true. Yeah. But there was a small town back in that time period that made it to the state championship. And so there was some truth to the story. Of course, it was embellished for Hollywood. But it's not like that. It's not like, they have, Indiana doesn't have a player that's on the field that is inadequate.
Yeah, they're a good group. Good football team.
You wouldn't be there if you had that. So,
but here's the thing, and I know a lot of people in this state have been talking about it. Here we are, January 19th, right?
Right.
The Indiana Hoosiers are playing for the National Football Championship. And the Nebraska men's basketball team is in the conversation for a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. What is happening to the world?
It's upside down. It's Stranger Things.
It is.
It really is.
No matter where it works best to meet. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. We may have closed our Broken Bow office, but that doesn't mean Lori and I aren't ready to hit the road to meet where it's most convenient for you. Whether that's your home, conference rooms, coffee shops, or a picnic table in the park, we'll bring our competitive, trusted coverage to you. You can also come by our Callaway office Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. until 5, or Fridays, 7:30 a.m. till noon, or call 836-2201 and let's talk so we can go to work for you at Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency.
Hello, I'm Chris Smith, the Palmer Monument Company. There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the months of January and February, we are giving you one more reason, our annual winter sale. Come and see us today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off our already reduced prices. Our goal is to assist you in selecting the memorial that best fits your family needs, and will save you money too, during the annual winter sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow in Lexington.
It is 8:33. Well, we're going to stay on the sports conversation, although this is not about the games themselves. This is about what a professional football team can bring with them when they're going to play in the elements that Brent mentioned earlier, such as right beside the big lake there in the stadium at Chicago with snow and winds and wind chills that will freeze your fingers. How much equipment do you think L.A. brought with them to try to stay warm during the game at Soldier Field yesterday? It wasn't the coldest playoff game ever, but it was of course of cold that the L.A. team came prepared for. The team brought 2,000 pounds of cold weather equipment, so a ton of weather equipment to Chicago. Quarterback Matthew Stafford wore scuba gear under his jersey. Wide receiver Devontae Adams had hand warmers built into his uniform, and some of the Rams sprinkled cayenne pepper into their socks to keep their feet warm. Really?
I'm going to try that. When I tell you what, when we're calling a football game next season, and sometimes you get into the playoffs and those games can get awfully cold. And the one thing when you're calling a game, you know, you're not able to move around really when you're calling a game and your feet get cold. I'm here to tell you I may try the cayenne pepper thing.
I didn't think about this, but I think they might have mentioned it during the broadcast. With the wind chills making it feel like 1 degree above, and if you've ever been to Chicago, that's a different kind of cold coming off the lake. It can really be cold with the winds. Players on both teams were told not to take off their helmets in between plays, or the foam inside could freeze and no longer fit over their heads.
Yeah.
So they're not supposed to take their helmets off because I suppose you sweat in there and then you take them off and then it freezes and you can't get your helmet back on. Cayenne peppers in your socks? Will you let us know when you do that?
I will, yeah. I have to admit, they were talking about that on the broadcast last night, and I'm like, you know what? I might just try that.
Wow. Well, okay. I would it put off that much heat, do you think? Evidently.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Doug's a garden guy. Maybe he's got some peppers he can donate yet this winter. Maybe he's got some in storage. We can put them in your socks.
Yeah, there you go.
And
could try it out.
Keeps your tootsies warm. So we'll stay on the subject of cold. Here's Luke Combs with Cold as You on The Breakfast Show.
Ask them about theater rental for your event, celebration, or meeting, with or without concessions and a movie. No matter the time of year, gift cards to the Fox Theater are a perfect gift. The Fox Theater in Broken Bow and Cozad. Visit watchthefox.com.
Rise and shine, Central Nebraska.
Yo, where's the coffee at?
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI and KBBN. Every day holds laughter, local topics, and the greatest music to fuel your morning.
These guys on the radio, what do they know?
Dave and Brent are here to make your breakfast or morning drive the best part of your day. New local guests and topics await. Weekday mornings at 7:30. Or watch the show on the Sandhills Express YouTube or Facebook page.
Well, that's what you're listening to now, and we appreciate that very much. I'm going to kind of creep you out here. This is going to be creepy for you folks out there who don't like snakes.
Oh, I don't like snakes.
Or even those of you who don't mind a snake. This might be uncomfortable for you.
Okay. You still feel the need to read it, though?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
A woman wakes up. Well, let me go back. I'll tell you a true story.
Okay.
And tell you why it's kind of creepy. Many years ago, I was camping at the Alkali Lake with Kyle Russell and Vic Powers, and I got there late. They were already there, and they had a tent with cots, and so they had that set up. And I thought, well, hey, cool, man. I love campfires. They had a fire going. I'll just get in my sleeping bag and lay beside the fire and sleep there. Sometime during the night, I woke up, and I just felt like I wasn't alone. I felt like something else might be with me, and I kind of reached into because I didn't have it zipped, and I kind of reached in from the side, and there was a little snake on my chest. Had crawled in to get warm. And no, I'm going to tell you the truth. I got up and screamed like a monkey and ran across the yard trying to brush it off because I thought it was still there. And then I went and slept in the car the rest of the night.
I'd have been packing up my gear and I'd have been headed home.
That's a true story. This is a true story with even creepier. Thinking about it is starting to get me creeped out. But anyway.
Great.
A woman wakes up to find a python sleeping on her. Now, in Australia, this is where this happened. Why do people in Australia even bother opening their window when the chances are pretty good that something will slither in while they're asleep? And it did it in Brisbane. A woman thought it was her dog lying on her chest until her husband came in and turned on the light, and there it was, an 8-foot python. It was so long that part of it, its tail, was still hanging out the window.
Oh, my.
She jumped up and grabbed her dog so it wouldn't be eaten, and the snake eventually slithered back to where it came from. So this snake is on her chest. It's big enough that its tail is still hanging out the window. She thinks it's her dog, but it's a python.
Yeah. Okay, so you wake up.
Yeah.
You discover this.
Yes.
It's so big, you can't move, right?
I would think she would have, maybe her husband might have helped. I don't know. Who wants to grab a python in your bed?
I can't. Oh, man. That freaked me out. That would freak me out. I can't even imagine that.
It must not have been hungry, or it probably would have had the dog eaten already.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty creepy. Baby's Got a Hold on Me, the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Good to have you folks along. Always good to have guests in. And as promised, Scotty is here from the Custer County Economic Development. She is the executive director, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what they call me.
Oh, they call you all sorts of things.
The
and they're all nice.
ringleader, maybe. Yeah, herder of cats.
Yes, I imagine that's what it feels like sometimes. So today is meeting day. We can talk about that a little bit, but let's start by asking you what you would like to highlight today, because we can kind of lead people astray sometimes. So,
well, the most important thing is we're electing our new officers. Yourself as our chairperson will be the nominee, and then Christy Bartok as our vice chair, and then Chantel Dakey and Caitlin Peterson from Custer Federal, they will both continue in their roles, will be the nominations for treasurer and secretary.
Okay. Scotty, I did run into John Sennett, Dorset, by accident earlier, late last week. And I'm feeling more comfortable now about this whole situation because John seemed to be okay with yours truly being the chairman, and Dorset was very nice. So I'm feeling a little more relaxed about it.
Feel better? Well, yeah. I hate to inform you of your bad luck, but I think it was John that said you should go talk to David J.
Oh, geez.
Sorry. He's the reason you're in the hot seat.
Oh, John Sennett.
Throw him under the bus just here this morning.
He did not mention that, Scotty.
Yes.
No. Well, that makes me feel pretty good because I've known John a long time. He is really one of the founders of the economic group, right?
He is. We kind of call him our founding father. His story, behind the need for this for our community is, I don't know if you know this, but John used to rodeo a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he would go pro rodeo down south, Oklahoma, Texas, and he would drive through those little towns that had kind of almost been abandoned in Oklahoma, that you could tell were just really cute little communities at one time. And he just thought, we need to be proactive and make sure that doesn't happen to our little rural community. So he kind of got that in his mind from seeing kind of some sad things in some other areas and thought, let's get some people together and just continually work to better this community.
Well, I'm glad that inspired him. It does kind of, as you travel, you just naturally look at the communities you go through, just like people do here when they drive through our town. So it's important to look alive and be alive, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of like what I said at the end of we had that Home Any webinar presentation last Thursday, and they asked us a question that was a bit of a challenge. At the end, they said, what would you say to a community that's listening today that says, well, Broken Bow could do it, but our community could never do it? And I said, very few people will go out and run up a hill by themselves. That's another John Sennett-ism. If you've got a group of people behind you, though, that are encouraging you and helping push you along and doing it with you, it makes it a lot easier. So, I think it's a matter of having a whole community that believes in what's good about your community. It can't just be one person carrying the whole load.
Talk a little bit about that experience, because John did mention to me in the brief time I talked to him that he thought that you and Stuart did a great job and really did kind of put a shine on our community when others were looking at what has been done in the last recent years with housing and so forth. Well, what was the experience like for you?
It was great. I lost my voice about halfway through it, which Stuart kind of carried me for a few slides and I was able to come back. But it was really fun because it started about the time I moved here. So going back and doing research for what has happened in the little over a decade that Jake and I have lived here, and remembering kind of some of the experiences along the way of where I was with my life and how that housing shortage affected us as new people to the community as well. And, just seeing how much growth there's been from the time the need was recognized, to today. And even, it's a good reminder for us too, because, you sit here and think we're not doing enough, or we've done a lot in this, but we haven't done a lot, in this other area. But when you look back and figure up the statistics of what we have done, and how successful those projects were, it does kind of make you feel like, okay, we do have some momentum going here. And it was very encouraging because it was, they said, only one other webinar they've put on has been as well attended as this one, which was very exciting. And they offered it on YouTube Live because I think they had maxed out their Zoom participants.
That's great.
So it was really cool.
Yeah.
We have some great resources in our community. As I transitioned into this role and I started going to some of these, seminars around the state where you get together with all these different communities and there's presenters and they talk about different things they're doing. And I was sitting there kind of thinking, well, we've done that, or we did that in a lot easier way, or different things. And I kind of slowly realized, we're kind of rock stars around here. It's kind of fun to be able to spotlight that. And, a lot of the development in this community too has been private development. I mean, we've gotten some grants and done some partnerships for development too, but Myers has put up 50 apartment units in the last 6-7 years. And, Keeley Court, the Bill and Keeley Butler, they put up 11. And I didn't even include in my numbers all the private housing that's going up, the stuff over by the golf course.
Right.
Those houses that are going up over there and different spec homes that have gone up. I just kind of featured the things that we were somewhat involved in, either incentivizing or, maybe we got the ball rolling and then it grew from there, different types of things. But, we're very lucky to have local developers who want to invest in our community as well.
I'm glad you brought that up because it takes a combination of both. And on the daycare side, you have the same thing. You have people that want to provide daycare and try to make a living doing it, and you guys work with them on that. And there's several different private entities that are in daycare that you've worked with. So it takes a combination, doesn't it?
It really does, and especially with childcare. I've said this before, but you can throw money at housing and fix the problem. You can't just throw money at childcare. You have to have the right people. And they met with, I know the board had met with some people from outside the community that were willing to come in and start a center like they had done successfully in other communities in our area. And it never really got off the ground. And I just kept thinking, well, that's kind of a God thing, because then we ended up having a local provider with a good reputation that everybody already knew, Mary Shaw, who was willing to expand. And she didn't have to do that.
No, she did not.
Not even. But she just has a heart for what she does. And she has Sarah Arnold by her side now, too, that's actually taken over as the director of this new center. Not that Mary is any less involved. She's there every day. And they pour their hearts into that place and those kids. And it's a beautiful thing.
It is. And we have progress in our communities in the county as well. I don't have the specifics, but I know that they've been concentrating on care for kids, daycare for kids, and preschool and so forth in our other communities as well. And you just have to have that private push to keep things going.
Yeah, I think, Ansley's a good example of that. There's a group of folks that have gotten together over there that recognized the need for childcare. So gathering around the table and really just discussing the issue and different ways to go about addressing it, because there was people in Ansley that were driving, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes to different places to get their kids in daycare so that they could work. And, if you're a teacher or, there's a lot of careers that make that very difficult.
Yes.
That will make you sit back and consider, do I keep working or not? And we definitely don't want people who want to work having to leave their job because there's no quality child care in their area.
I'm guessing you already know this, but I don't remember where, but just recently I read where Nebraska is one of the top states I don't know if top is the word, but Nebraska data shows that we're high up the ladder on both the husband and wife working. Higher than a lot of metro areas, states that have a lot of metropolitan population. For some reason, both the husband and wife need to work to make a living out in this neck of the woods. So it really is important.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Kind of, we all feel that work ethic and that drive. But yeah, there's if you're not working in Nebraska, it's by choice.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they say that over and over again at the conferences, that the unemployment rate is just so low and the workforce participation rate is very high in this state, and so we want to keep it that way. But I'm also not saying I don't want people to stay home with their kids. I always say, if that's where your heart is, that's where you should be.
Yeah.
I can't be at home all day with my kid every day. I need to go do, some other stuff and have the quality time over the quantity time. But if you're wired for that, you're going to be a great childcare provider too. Maybe take on a couple other kids.
Yeah, some others. Yeah. Well, it's certainly been a topic of conversation, but fortunately here in Custer County, it just hasn't been a conversation. Some things have been done and progress has been made, and I know there's probably some work to do there yet. And housing continues to go on. You mentioned the lots over by the golf course, driving that road a lot, coming out to work that way over the years when they first put the road in. And I think I mentioned this before, the road that kind of went north and south there was built a long, long time ago, and we heard there was going to be housing there, and it sat there and nothing happened, and you're going, well, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, one springs up, and pretty soon you have a few houses, and it looks like there's a foundation there now. So that private side is very important, and you see it, I guess, happen as it should, maybe. Yeah.
And that was part of my presentation last week too, was the first slide, for example, was the Indian Meadows up there. The 12 homes that we built back in 2014-ish, that all pre-sold. And I put on the slide that it was not a local developer. And I'm sure Stuart saw that and thought, why did you put that on there? But I put every slide after that was a private developer. And I think the demand for those homes and how quick, they sold before they were built. I was working for John at the time, and we were drafting a contract for the Broken Bow Industrial Corporation to guarantee the sale of these homes so that the contractor could build them in bulk and do it more affordably. And before we could finish drafting that contract, Melissa Garcia already had them all pre-sold. So it was just like, you could tell there was a need.
Yeah. And now with the project near the hospital, always forget the name of it. I should learn these names.
You're going to have to know, yeah. It's an entrance exam.
Oh, boy, I'm failing.
You got to learn all the acronyms.
Yeah. Oh, the acronym. I'm going to be terrible at that. We talked about that the other day. But it's unfolding differently. You've got a lot of lots available here. I know you've got a commitment for some lots to be developed, but there's still more for sale, right?
Still more for sale. And, we could have had a developer come in that wasn't from the area that offered to put all the houses up. And we just we met with them as a board, and we came back and said, let's try local. And let's fulfill the demand for some people that want private custom builds. Because there's a lot of people sitting out there on plans for their dream home that haven't been able to get a hold of a lot. So, there are covenants in place, certain requirements of the type of home. You can't go up there and build a house. It has to be a traditional home. But the covenants are really not restrictive. It's just to keep it from, becoming a hodgepodge.
Yeah.
We want it to look like a subdivision. Just a nice housing subdivision, and we don't want a bunch of junk in your yard and make it look nice, keep it nice. But So we are offering lots for sale privately. There is a timeline, so if you want to buy a lot, you kind of need to have a contractor lined up and get your house built within a timely fashion. But other than that, there's really not much for restrictions. But we also didn't want to sit back and wait for those lots to be built out one at a time, because we did put the infrastructure in with TIF. And so in order to get the city paid back for that infrastructure, we can't just do one every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some development plans in place, and we are open to further proposals. I've had a lot of phone calls. I think there's people out there thinking, the wheels are turning, trying to interpret what the needs are for our community. So,
okay, all right. Do you have time to hang with us a little bit? Got a little news coming up here, but I'd like to talk about what you're working on for planning in the future.
Sure.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
All right. We'll take a quick time out. We'll catch up on some news, and then more conversations with Scotty Ross will come.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. European Union members will hold an emergency summit Thursday on President Trump's threat to slap 10% tariffs on NATO allies that oppose his bid to take over Greenland. The UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
Any decision about the future status of Greenland belongs to the people of Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark alone.
1,500 U.S. military troops are on standby for possible deployment to the Twin Cities to keep an eye on anti-ICE protesters. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara tells CBS's 60 Minutes.
All these tensions have been building, and I'm afraid we're going to have another moment where it all explodes.
Brutal winter weather is blasting the eastern portion of the country. This visitor in the Florida Panhandle isn't keen on the sight of snow on the palm trees.
Kind of surprised more than anything, and not very excited about it. I mean, we live in the South, so it's not something we look forward to.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Steve DeSager.
The New England Patriots eliminated Houston in a divisional playoff Sunday, 28-16. Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud threw 4 interceptions in the first half, 1 a pick six. Drake May in victory, 3 touchdown passes, but 3 turnovers as well. New England's at Denver next week for the AFC Championship. The NFC title game next Sunday on Fox TV will have the Rams at Seattle. The Rams eliminated the Bears in Chicago in overtime, 20-17 on a 42-yard field goal by Harrison Mevis. He also kicked a 32-yarder at the end of the first half. Caleb Williams, ex of USC, 2 touchdown passes against the Rams, but 3 interceptions as well, including 1 in overtime. Kyron Williams of LA, 2 touchdown runs, 117 total yards. To the NBA, Lakers beat Toronto in the late game, 110-93. Victories for Portland and Charlotte.
Here's your weatherology forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Highs level off around 35. Today, under mainly sunny skies, west winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Lows dip down to about 9 above. Tonight, partly cloudy. Highs around 46 tomorrow. Lots of sunshine Wednesday with highs around 43, 41 Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Friendly small-town shopping, impressive big-town selection, the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow. Visit them every day from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. and shop the very best cuts of meat, fresh produce, and delicious items in the deli. Find ads, coupons, and more online at gkbrokenbow.com. They look forward to seeing you soon.
9:05. 2 degrees above zero now under a sunny sky. Wind's not a factor, thank goodness. Barometric pressure steady at 30-37. Humidity at 81%. High yesterday was 42, an overnight low of 2 above, but we did drop down to a -1 at 8 o'clock this morning. We did pick up 1/100ths over the weekend of precipitation with some a variety of different ways of getting moisture. 700ths precipitation for the month now. Here at Broken Bow, here at the studios. Scotty Ross is with us, and she is going to stay with us a little longer to talk about more economic development. One of the things that the Custer County Economic Development has done in the past, having attended meetings over the years, is having every so often a planning session, kind of looking to the future, setting some goals. And I think you mentioned last time you were here some of the goals, not all of them, but a good share of the goals that were on previous plans have been met. So now you have the task of, I guess I should say we have the task of planning for the future and maybe setting some new goals, and that's coming up, right?
It is. That's actually one of the things that's on the agenda for today is approving our survey. Our survey is not very long, but it is somewhat general, and it offers a few places for people to give open-ended input, which I think is important. And it doesn't require you to, but there's some people who like to give some open-ended input. And then from that survey, so if we approve it today, the plan is to deploy it in February, and then first part of March we'll sit down as a board and take that data and use it to dedicate some specific goals for the next, 3, 5, 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's getting started again then.
Yeah. So
okay.
The overall goals tend to stay pretty much the same: housing, childcare, community growth, wellness, business health, different things like that. But then I want to sit down and lay out some very specific goals. Like our last ones were, I think Keith did some strategic planning in 2022, 21, 22, somewhere in there. And so a lot of that was just wrapping up projects. And so we've kind of done that in the last 2-3 years. Got most of them rolling, so I'm ready to sit. I have specific goals in mind, and maybe that's where we'll land, but the board needs to really tell me what to do. I'm here to execute. So.
Well, I think it's kind of a 50-50, to be honest with you. They're going to wait for what you're thinking about, and they might be able to massage that a little bit and come up with a plan. That's how it works, right?
Yep.
Yeah. One of the things that also is on the agenda today is the introduction to the board for our new head of the Custer Public Power, Brad Nowak, and we had the pleasure of having him on the air with us a week or so ago for the first time, and it was just getting everything kind of lined up and trying to learn everything. So we kind of felt bad because we kind of asked him questions that he said, I honestly can't answer that right now because I'm just learning, but I'm thinking it would be great for him to meet board members today.
Yes. I think CEDC is a great organization for him to get familiar with right off the bat, because we bring together so many key players in this, not just Broken Bow, but all across the county. And, also just traditionally, public power plays a role in economic development. We have our meetings there for a reason. They're a resource for us. And, speaking of strategic planning, it's Nebraska Public Power District that's coordinating this for us. So I'm excited to meet him. I'm excited to have somebody new. I'm kind of mourning the loss of Rick. I knew him for a lot of years and was involved in other things outside of public power with him. He was the coach for swim team for my daughter, and just got to know him really well. And so we all miss him, but we're excited to have somebody new in the area as well.
Yep, that's going to be good. Anything else that you wanted to highlight this morning on the show before you go?
I don't think so. No. We're always dreaming of bigger and better things, and we're excited to get the board. This is what we call our annual meeting. So we're excited to get everybody together and just get moving for the year. And I think we've got, like I said, we've got some good momentum going. We've got some good officers coming on, and I'm ready to get plans in place. I would encourage our members who aren't able to make it today, because I know it's a holiday, please reach out and execute a proxy ahead of the meeting so we can be sure we have a quorum. We have 32 A members now.
That's great.
It's a phenomenal problem to have. And like 41 or 2 B members, and so we elect 10% of those to represent on the board, so 4 voting B members. So it takes a lot of people to get a quorum. We didn't have one in December, and people said, "Oh, must have been slim pickings." I said, "No, the room was full."
Just exactly. That's a good problem to have, but the proxy is probably more on your mind now.
Yes, yes. So we're going to barricade the door and make people execute a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll never need one." Well, until that one meeting, you don't make it in December, and 5 other people didn't make it either. And so I need to have them on file. So we'll bring them to the meeting today.
Okay. I wanted to, since this is a major meeting, Jamie Anderson's been kind enough, as she will be past chairperson as of today, but she has been nice enough to say, I can go ahead and run the meeting if you want me to, Dave. And I said, that will be fine, because it is a big one, an important one, and I'm glad that she's willing to do that, and I appreciate that.
Well, you're kind of having to step in with cold feet. Most people had the opportunity to be vice chair for a couple of years before they step into chairman. So,
well, I appreciate Jamie's offer and also the work that she has done. She's a great multitasker, and I will tell you right now, I'm not going to compare to Jamie for that, but I will do the best I can. Of course, Jim Duncan stepping back, and he's been valuable in a lot of different ways. Yeah.
And I hate to tell you, Jim, we're not done with you. You're not an officer anymore, but that doesn't mean, just kind of like John, they never get away from me.
You have certain skills that are needed, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of John again, we'll just end up there, having to run into him. And I'm kind of humbled that he would suggest that you ask me to do this job. But I also told him, and when we were kind of accidentally meeting the other day, that when asked to do it, I wouldn't probably give it as much consideration if it wouldn't have been the fact that you and Mackenzie are in the office and taking care of the things you do, because I know John's pretty proud of what you guys are doing, and being a chairperson of something that's already up and running and doing well is a lot easier than one that wouldn't be. So
well, thank
compliments to you, and I think John mentioned the same thing the other day. So
yes. Thank you.
You bet. Although we did throw him under the bus this morning, which knowing John, that won't bother him very much.
He's kind of used to it.
Yes. Before we close, for folks who want to watch the session that you were in recently, they put it on YouTube. Yes. Where can they find that?
So just search the South Central Economic Development District on YouTube.
Okay.
And I think I might actually share on Facebook the link to it, because it's kind of a whole process. You got to search for it and then find their but they do have all of their videos, all the presenters they've ever featured on their YouTube channel, which is a great tool if you're not able to join live.
Mm-hmm.
But ours would be the most recent one on their YouTube channel, South Central Economic Development District. So
and also that link's on the Facebook.
Yeah, we'll share that on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you later.
All right. You have to be there.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there, but it's kind of relaxing knowing that you're not going to throw me into the pool all at once.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Looking forward to working with everybody. Thanks again, Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a quick time out.
Hey, it's Brent Barnett with Brownfield, and I hope you'll join us on an upcoming episode of Outdoor Adventures. This podcast is geared towards people who love the outdoors. Each week, we dive into topics ranging from white-tailed deer hunting tactics, uses of public land, fishing along small creeks and streams, shed antler hunting, camping, and much, much more. We've also surpassed 100 video episodes on YouTube. Learn more at brownfieldagnews.com.
Choosing the right residual herbicide can feel like you need a map. Too many choices, too many claims that never quite hold up. Enough is enough. Zidua brand herbicides from BASF make the choice easy. It set the standard for longer-lasting weed control, giving up to 2 more weeks of protection than competitors. When you have a Ziduation in your soybean fields, Zidua brand herbicides deliver new solutions to meet your evolving needs. Make the lasting choice and talk to your retailer today. Always read and follow label directions.
Live from Austin, Texas, asleep at the wheel.
get your kicks right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. We appreciate you. Mentioned earlier, Brent, that we would talk about our high school coverage this week. So
Sure.
This is the allotted time, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll be back at it. Going to travel to Arcadia tomorrow. Looking forward to that. South Loop takes on Arcadia Loop City in a girls and boys basketball doubleheader. Girls varsity game is set for 6 o'clock tomorrow night, so we'll be there. We'll do radio and video of those games. We'll have the radio coverage on KBBN 95.3 FM, and we'll also do the video stream through Sandhills Express on Facebook and YouTube. That'll be tomorrow. And then on Thursday, going to be a big day. We're going to occupy both of our radio stations. Jeremy and Larry and Jack are going to head to Ansley for us on Thursday, as we'll have Ansley Litchfield against South Loop in a girls and boys basketball doubleheader. Girls varsity game tipping at 6. Boys game will follow. Those games will be radio and video again, radio on KBBN, and, of course, the video through Sandhills Express. And then I will be traveling to Gothenburg for you on Thursday on KCNI Radio. We will cover Broken Bow against Gothenburg in girls and boys basketball, with girls varsity tipping at 6 o'clock. Those games will be on KCNI 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com on Thursday.
All right, there you have it, folks. That's your schedule for this week. Also want to remind you, too, that you'll want to kind of listen here carefully in the upcoming days as we're getting ready for the Love Local promotion that we started a few years ago. And it's your chance to win some coupons to go shopping for free, basically, and get a head start on whatever you're going to buy. But it also gives us an opportunity to support local businesses. So be sure and listen about how you can participate in that and possibly win yourself a $25 discount on whatever you're buying at participating businesses. I'm having trouble with participating, but it's coming out now. All right, here's the Mavericks for you on The Breakfast Show. Here comes my baby, the Mavericks, on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Any other thoughts on your sports brain this morning? You got a note there that just came in.
I do. It says, Brent, I would be him.
Yes.
It says, before you use cayenne pepper in your socks, you might want to check with the radiator man. Now, that
Really?
sounds like there's a story there.
Really?
Yes. So I'm going to save that, and I'm going to check in with him before I even think about doing something like that.
The radiator man.
That's what it says. Yep. It says, before you use cayenne pepper in your socks, you might want to check with the radiator man.
Wonder if Radiator Man, as a superhero, has some sort of magic sock that he can heat like a radiator.
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe he had a bad experience with cayenne pepper.
That's possible.
In the socks. So I'm going to have to visit with him before I do that. Maybe we can get together and listen to, what's his favorite artist again?
Oh, Radiator Man?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Amy Winehouse?
Yeah, Amy Winehouse. Yeah.
Maybe we can get together and listen to, put in an album or something and have a visit.
He has a lot of love for her. Yeah. Just ask him.
Yeah. I will. Now I got two things to talk to him about.
All right, got a request in. It's Melvin Running Bear's birthday today. And Melvin, I miss seeing you. You're a good guy. Happy birthday to you. And I got a little something here for you musically. Melvin, great guitarist, even better guy. This one goes out to Melvin Running Bear on his birthday. Charlie Musselwhite. That Brent Apperson has one last job opportunity, is it?
It is, yes. This is through Insurance of the Heartland. They are hiring both of these positions available through their Ansley office, and they are currently looking for someone to serve as their account manager who would play a critical support role in delivering exceptional service to their clients and assisting the client management team with tasks. Also, they are looking for a client manager as well, someone who would be the cornerstone of their client relationships. You would manage a portfolio of clients with high-quality service on all policy-related tasks. Now, with the client manager position, they do want you to know that that role would require an active property and casualty insurance license. Candidates who do not currently hold a license must be willing to obtain one in the first 3 months of employment with company support. Now, to find out more about the job responsibilities for each position, you can check out the posting on sandhillsexpress.com. Also, we encourage you to go to Sand Hills Express, bring up the listing because you'll find a link to where you can apply for the position. If you have any questions, they encourage you to contact Kylie Miller at 308-935-1537. Again, Insurance of the Heartland, Ansley office, looking for a full-time account manager and a full-time client manager to join their team.
All right. Thank you very much, Brent. We will close the show here on KBBN and KCNI. But, Melvin, I got one more for you on KBBN right after the breakfast show. So keep your dial right there, Melvin, and just crank it up a little bit. Got one more for you. And invite you folks to join us again tomorrow at 7:30 for another edition of the